Genie grind, I wish I'm getting rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit up for that one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100.
Hello world, it is me, What If Study, and today we are doing What If Deku was a ranker. Last time we left off at a proposition being made by the Lich that was underneath his underground castle. Long ago he was sealed down there as he was seen as too powerful by the people around him. His power as a 4-star, close to 5-star, is unmeasurable compared to all the rest of the people in the world. He has been long waiting for a successor of sorts, and he was so lucky to have two just pop out of nowhere almost. He was almost just readily available for them, and told them that he would gladly make them his two successors, as long as they agreed to do as he wants to the world, as he never got to be able to save the world from its own sins, to help those that he wanted to. His life ended too soon. As he's holding out his hand for a handshake from Deku, Bakugo re-enters the room after hearing this. He spits down onto the ground saying, "Why would I do what you want me to do? I'm my own man! Whatever the hell you are. I say this is a lie. It's too good to be true. You just give us power." Oh, not only that, the hand sort of comes back up to his chest as he says, "I will be willing to grant you one wish of me, as long as it's within my power, which is immense. I can give you certain abilities. However, I can only assure you that I will do it with training. I cannot do it with much else, except my own magical, which is waning. Now then, what are your wishes? And say them as you shake my hand, as a form of insurance for me." As he outstretches his bony hand again, the royal rings all adorned and seem to have certain magical powers in each of them, holding massive amounts of magic power of some sort. Deku hesitates, however Bakugo immediately jets forward, hesitating before grabbing onto the Lich's hand and says, "I want my explosions to eviscerate anything in front of me. Anything." As he looks deep into the Lich's eyes and then shakes it with a sturdy hand. The Lich says, "You should have wished for something bigger, but alright. That's an easy one for me." As the Lich's eyes brim with explosive energy, saying, "Yes! One down. Finally, I will have my riches. My progeny on this world will be immense. So, young Deku, what will it be?" As Deku is deep entranced with his thoughts, Bakugo goes off into the corner, staring at Deku, kind of wondering if he actually will take the hand, as he knows Deku better than anyone. "He could be here all day, old man." "I'm not that old. I died at 40. As he takes quite a lot of offense to this. Deku, however, says, Can you can you resurrect people? Well, wait, what? Can you resurrect people from the dead? Well, it's not particularly my specialization, you could say. Any wizard can. Any, well, low-level wizard can. As long as they become a necromancer. I never considered it. I went straight for elementalist. I'm so sorry, but no, I cannot. But is it about your friends? As the Lich sort of takes an account, and his brain seems to function differently to all of ours, as magical rings around his brain start to spin and then steady themselves. Your friends, they are dead. I'm so sorry. When I took you down here, there was still one left. I don't know her name, but it was sad to see her go. I'm sorry I do not have enough power to revive them. It's fine. Can I wish to see my father one more time? As Bakugo actually gets silent at this point, and he says, you know, part of my tests that you will have to go through to become my student, you have to abandon everything. And that means everything. Even your friends, even your family, even your best friends. I wish to be able to resurrect people. Can you make me do that? As, you know, he was expecting a little bit more sentimental, but that works too, as feathers ruffle from his cloak as it falls down onto the ground, and he jets forward with his hand out, saying, "Do you wish to become a necromancer?" This was outlawed back when I was younger, but it's so exciting to be a young mage so soon. Surely this wish could be possible. It's quite a hard spell, but I can make it happen. As he says, funnily enough, it can be casted with physical touch. Give me a second. As the skeleton falls back down onto the chair, lifeless, as its eyes just go poof and gone. The fire inside of its body seems to be out, as it seems to zoom across the room. You can almost feel it just because of the power that he exudes. Goes into a magical library behind him. This just proverbial books, sorting throughout, and then it opens up one particular heinous looking book. One that exudes some really dark energy. Almost reminds him of the attack when he felt such negative and hateful feelings. The flame rushes back, and suddenly the skeleton's eyes light back up with the book inside of its left hand. Its right hand now outstretched straight towards Deku in a clackety manner that you would expect from a skeleton, as he says, "All right, I got the book here. It is a level 9 spell, however, I think it will work. Yes, turn necromancer. This was usually used to raise an undead wizard to a, companion as a necromancer. However, I think that it'll work on the human. Although it may make you have too much mana. I will easily solve it, though. Your wish shall be granted, young Deku." As he outstretches, the skeleton finally outstretches his hand for good as Deku takes up his hand and jets it down with an unsure but confident, but reassured that his friends might come back to life. As suddenly the spell starts to take hold of their hands, the darkness starts to swell up and zoom around his hand and connect to his face, and then his body lights up in dark fire. When he opens up his eyes back up, I mean, he's just knocked out before, and he wakes up back in the room. No, he does not wake up back in the room. I'm sorry. He wakes up out in the wilderness. His body is soaked by his back is soaked by the dirt below him and all the rest of the mud that seems to fill up into his underwear and all throughout his legs as he shortly gets up and ruffles his head. Oh my God. He bits back up onto his feet, feeling around his body, seeing that he's no longer in the mansion anymore. What the hell? A small, message starts to pop up. It freaks him out for a second, however, he looks closer and sees that it's a magically transmitted message, as it starts out saying, "This is a magically translated message, brought to you by, your own little lich." As he's just like, little lich, what? And it continues saying, "This is test 1. Basically, of your tests. Many have failed these tests to become my purveyors, but although none of them have had the strive that you do. I notice that your power is dwindling. Your connection with that quirk that you have is going away. That's why I gave you this power. Please use it well, and complete the mission by surviving." As he realizes that, he's all alone, he starts taking a walk through the forest as the rain from yesterday seems to clear up a little bit, and now he's walking down a nice little patch. As soon he starts to realize that he actually has magical abilities, kind of like the Lich, able to resurrect just normal skeletons from this forest, as it's filled with a massive amounts of one star beasts that all seem to have died so many times. Even wars held between maybe 50 to 60 rounds of them. He sort of sharpens it and clashes it against this rock. However, it seems to almost break the rock when he puts more force into it. As he tries to supplement a little bit of all for one into what he was doing, it seemed to glitch out and sputter off. "It was taken from me." That's what he meant. It seems like they thought I had died, and so he gave all for one for somebody else. I just hope that they can give the hope that I wanted to humankind, to everyone. But I guess I'm just another failed disciple of another person. I just want to be what I've always wanted to be. My own man. Not following in anybody's footsteps. I want to make something of my own. In this very serious sort of tense situation, a rustling in the bushes is heard as he aims up his makeshift weapons as a orangutan actually comes out of nowhere. He seems to just be whistling to himself, going as he stops and jets out his lips as he says, squaring up with Deku, as Deku's taking this very seriously, as he can sense some amount of power from this monkey, although not much. As he, Deku's down and dirty, ready to fight. However, this monkey puts up his hand, saying, "So sorry, I didn't mean to barge in on your thinking time." As Deku kind of puts down his guard, saying, "What? You can speak?" As the monkey continues, saying, "Why, yes, most of my brethren can speak, although everything else in the forest can't. It was our quirk, as you humans call it, or as some of the beasts around here call, our star power." As he gives little jazz hands around himself, he says, "Yes, you are quite lively." "Oh, that's because I haven't had the time to speak with an intelligent creature in quite a while." As he picks up a stone, his long, lanky arms spreading from the trees, as he shows his full form, a massive orangutan, tripling the size of Deku. As Deku says, right. Now, if you don't mind," as he turns around, the orangutan looks down and sees his arm, actually. As he says, Ooh, I know a girl that can help you with that. Although she's not even awake half the time, but I think that she could help. Yes. As he says, "Someone that could bring back my arm?" Yes, she's very, very good at her job. You see this? As he points towards his chest, a massive, scar arises from his fur. It spreads across his shoulders almost. "Got that one from good old Gigantos. Oh, such a mean man." Gigantos? Whatever. Show me to this woman. I'm gonna need some payment there, boss. As he starts comedically shuffling out some stones, saying, "You got some sharp stones on you?" As Deku says, "I got this bone hatchet." As the orangutan starts hooting and says, "Oh, that'll work just fine," as he swings it around wildly and throws it against a tree, chopping it down in one strike, almost nonchalantly, saying, Yes, very good. I'll show you to her. Although I will warn you, it's a long trek for a human. I'll allow you to get on my back just this once, so that we can traverse easily." As Deku cautiously brings himself onto the back of the orangutan, mounting him and grabbing onto it, trying to get some stable, he grabs onto the fur on accident, responding with a groan and a grunt as the orangutan almost attacks him, however, holds himself back, saying, "Please do not. Please refrain from doing that. It's not polite to pull the hair off of orangutans." As he bears out his teeth. However, he turns back to his giddy mood as they continue up the mountain. The snowy peaks start to burst past them as he starts to see actually Bakugo making his way up there too. However, the orangutan is much faster than Bakugo and can last much longer. However, Bakugo got almost a day start on him. Once he gets up to the peak, however, the orangutan is out of commission. His entire body is aching, saying, "Oh, please, she's just inside. I'm going to take a little nap." As he falls down onto the ground, just cuddling with his own hands. Bakugo shortly makes his way back up there. However, Deku can't even see him right now. He sees this raggedy shack with sort of looking like a hobbit hole. However, on top of this massive mountain, it seemed almost unnecessary to have so much protection. He knocks on the door, wondering if anything will happen, until a slacked, lazy bear opens up the door with pink fur and kind eyes, although what erupts from her voice does not seem to represent any of that. "What do you want?" As he says, as she looks down and sees his left arm completely gone, says, "What is up with everyone coming to me saying, my friends are dead, my arm is gone. Why can't any of you just have a bruise or something? Come in." As she opens up the door and she says, "And your explosive friend too?" As she looks back, and he looks and sees basically Bakugo exploding from one mountain to the other, and then finally making it and crash landing onto the one that he was currently staying on, as he fumbles through the door and then she closes it, slamming it behind him. He was all bruised up and had made his trek here. Most of his wares had been scrapped or was tied around his waist at the time, and were barely hanging on to him. She says, "Now I gotta supply 2 idiots. God. Why? Well, sweetheart, what do you want? Some painkillers, or do you want it all back? 'Cause that'll cost you." As he says, "Why does everything cost everything out here? And the healthcare system in your normal world costs nothing?" "Well, I wouldn't say that. I live in South Korea, so..." What was our health system? "As you figure that out, I'll help you." As she helps herself to his left arm, unbandaging it, showing a mass, a just wrangled mess, really, inside of his arm. Although it was a clean cut, so she sort of gets to work immediately, putting on some working glasses that are kind of cute on her face, actually. As she starts to work, you'd almost forget it, that she has such a horrible voice. He sits down, and Bakugo barely gets up from his sleep, as he says, where is she?" As he looks around and says, as she says, "I'm over here, honey. What do you got?" As he says, "I was sent here by my master to prove to him that I saw you. I don't know what this challenge is. It was a hell of a time to get to you." Oh, the kids these days. "So, who is it that sent you, huh?" As she scuttles around the room with her bare paws, stroking many things, bringing out different medicines that to wrap inside of Deku's arm, which each of them seems to be completely unrelated to normal medicine by our today's standards. However, she cloaks it with her palm, creating some sort of gooey substance that latches onto his arm, reforming some sort of substance, making it almost a little stump. While that's great, I don't know if it's going to... Give it some time, honey. You'll be able to fully move the stump, and you'll be thanking me later. That's the best I could do, okay? I'm a miracle worker, but I'm not a saint, okay? You boys are gonna have to do something for me now." As Bakugo says, Wait. Why the hell am I being included in this?" "Well, because..." "Oh, that's right. You just came here to see me, didn't you? How sweet of you." As she pulls onto his cheek, sort of ragging it back and forth. As he says, "The Lich wouldn't be happy about this. God damn it." As she says, "Lich?" "Yes, Caesar. I think he introduced himself as..." Deku bursts into this conversation. She says, "Caesar?" In a very nice voice, almost completely unlike the other one. She sits back into her chair in a reflective mood as she floats off and returns back to her desk. "Right. Caesar. That asshole left me on this mountain long ago. As Deku gets silent around this part, saying, right, I was wondering how to use necromancy, by the way. Oh, so you're that kind of decisive. You know, it's long been since the time of the mages. It was a wonderful era. Then he prospered. But the thing about it is that they hunted down necromancers. Hunted down anybody that used dark magic. I was lucky. I had something else than magic to support myself. So when there was time for Caesar and all of his followers to die, well, I couldn't help but chase my love. Stupid love. As she kind of like kicks a can off to the side. He still hasn't texted me back. As she looks off into the distance a little bit, and she says, right, reviving your friends. Alright, I got you. You see, necromancy is hard. You can't be taught it by many, especially a grand sorcerer like that lich. The only people that really know about necromancy are the common folk. That's why it's so rare. Because whoever's taught it by the common folk are torched down by the wizards. Now you see, the hint to necromancy is to hold on those dark, deep desires or pain. Just pain. And you'll get a feel of death and know true pain and know what their lives were like before they died. Truly know that, and you'll be able to latch on to their souls. Now the next part is all you. You just gotta bring it through. Bring it through. Bring it through. As she kind of lit up a little bit trying to, explain this. As she reels herself back in, actually, sitting back down on the chair. All right, get out. As abruptly, as Bakugo and Deku are confused, as she just said, "You heard what I said. Get out." As Deku kind of shuffles himself out of the door, as Bakugo's just like, "You can't kick us out like this." As then she's like, "The hell I can't." As then she just kicks him in the butt, shoving him out the doors, and falls onto the orangutan. As he says, "You can't do this to us." As then he rushes back up to the door. However, the orangutan's like, "You interrupted my sleep." As the orangutan gets up, and his massive body is just hovering over Bakugo, as Bakugo slowly turns around to meet the orangutan's eyes. It was Ojiro and Kirishima? Why were they coming up? As then he looks back and sees the orangutan now looming over Bakugo. Oh, that explains Kirishima. But why Ojiro? As he looks back, as, Kirishima basically forces the flame onto his hand. As Deku had never really resurrected a real person. Right as it touches his hand, he gets sort of a confirmation in his head. A feeling that he has to impulse of mana infusing into this soul to give it a body. And suddenly, two massive looming bodies of bears just consummate right in front of him. I mean, construct right in front of him. Each of them piled on top of each other to make one massive figurehead. One with the same exact hairstyle as Kirishima, and one clearly as Ojiro, as its tail grew to a massive size, bigger than its own body. It seemed to stem up into the sky like bristles on a tree. Kirishima launched forward. His new resurrected body of a bear now hardened as he jumped in front of the orangutan. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my time on What If Deku Became a Ranker. Next episode we will be doing... who even knows? Sky's the limit by this point. For all those who are still watching, thank you for sticking it out, really. I hope that you enjoyed it to listen to this as much as I have. I really do put my heart into each one of these, and I'm just thankful that there are still people that enjoy what I create. Someday, guys. Someday. Anyways, I've stalled long enough. I'll see you sometime. Somewhere. Goodbye, everyone.
Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie when I made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit up, I feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100.